Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming the baby names I love but won't be using. I see a lot of YouTubers film this video and it's got to be one of my favorite videos to watch in regards to like pregnancy and having babies. I don't know why, but I love seeing the ideas that people have for names, whether they're like good or bad. It's just so interesting to me to see everybody's different tastes in names. It's also a really great way to find names that you've never heard of before that you might like. I know I've definitely found a few names through watching these videos, and I definitely couldn't wait to get pregnant one day so I could film this video, and here I am. So yeah, let's get into it. So we do not know what we are having yet. We do have a guess at what we're having. But we have one girl name and one boy name picked out. We do not have the middle names like set in stone yet. I don't really want to like set the middle name until we know for sure what we're having. So on this list is potential middle names that we could be using, but I don't know yet. But I picked out 7 girl names and 7 boy names. 7 is my favorite number, so I thought that was a good place to stop so this video isn't too long. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with girl names and then kind of switch back and forth. So the first girl name that I really love and have loved for a long time is Adeline. I think it's just such a beautiful name. I think it's so cute and so sweet. But the only reason why I won't be able to use it is because Addie is short for Adeline, and it is too close to my name Abby, which is short for Abigail. So, and I definitely would love to use Addie. I think that's such a cute and unique little name and totally like a different twist on Abby. But I wouldn't be able to use it because it'd just be too confusing. But I really love the name Adeline. If my name had not been Abby, I would have used Adeline. Okay, my favorite boy name, like top of the list, would love to use, but my husband just can't come around to. He hates it. But my favorite boy name of all time is probably Atticus. Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird was one of my favorite books growing up, and it still is one of my favorite books. So I really love the name Atticus. I think he's a wonderful character. I think it's a wonderful name, and it's just so unique. Like, I've never met anybody with the name Atticus. I know it's kind of popular right now, like probably the most popular it'll ever be, but it's still not like super popular, not one of those names that you hear all the time like Jackson and Wyatt and all of those names. It's just so different and I love it. But my husband doesn't like it because he thinks it sounds like a mouthful when you say Atticus, because there's no way to shorten it, which I like. I look for names most of the time that can't be shortened unless I really like the shortened name. So yeah, I love the name Atticus and would love to have a son named Atticus one day, but it probably won't happen. My next girl name that I really love is Camille, and I think it is such a beautiful name. It's a French name, and I think it's just really, really pretty. I think it written out, it looks really pretty. And if you wanted to shorten it, you could shorten it to Cami, which is kind of cute, I think. Again, I'm not a huge fan of shortened names, even though I myself go by Abby instead of Abigail. But I do love the name Camille. I think it's beautiful, but my husband didn't care for it. My next boy name that I absolutely love is Wren, W-R-E-N. I think it's such a handsome, strong, and simple name, and I just love the way it sounds. My husband doesn't care for it too much though. He doesn't like hate it, but he just thinks that it's like too plain or something. I don't really know. But I love the name Wren. It's definitely one of my top choices, and who knows, maybe it'll be a middle name one day. My third girl's name is Delilah. I've always loved the name Delilah. Growing up, I've only ever met one Delilah before, and she was this beautiful woman from my church, and I always just thought she was so stunning, and I thought her name was so gorgeous. And then I also was a huge fan of the Plain White T's when I was younger, and Hey There Delilah was one of my favorite songs. But that's not really why I love the name Delilah. I just think the name is just so beautiful. And yeah, I really like it. I don't know if I'll ever use it because the name that we do like for a girl is kind of like not similar to Delilah, but has a lot of the same letters. So I don't know if I will ever actually get to use Delilah, but it is a very beautiful name. Our third boy's name is Alec. I love the name Alex in Alexander. I think that's one of the best boy names ever. But my sister already has a son named Alexander, which is totally fine. I would never want to steal anybody's name, and like I don't have any like thing against her for naming her kid Alex. But I do love the name Alec because it's different enough from Alex, and I like the way it sounds. I think the only reason why we won't use it is because we have a coworker named Alec, and he always gets called Alex, and he hates it. It's his biggest pet peeve. Everybody at work calls him Alex. Every stranger wants to call him Alex. It's just like my husband, whose name is Byron. Everybody calls him Brian, and it's not the same at all. It's completely different. So I would never really want to do that to our kid, give him a name that people are going to think is different than what it actually is. But Alec is a really cool name that both my husband and I love. My fourth girl's name is Nora. I think Nora is such a cute name, and I think it ages so well. Like, you know, from like a newborn, toddler, child, teenager, adult. I think Nora is such a beautiful name, and it fits all ages. You know, there's some names out there that you just don't fit a baby, or they don't fit an adult, and you need to be careful about what you choose. There's some names these days that are just crazy, like Poppy and Lemon. Like, those are actual names people are naming their daughters, and I think they're thinking too much about their baby and how that's such a cute baby name, but they're not thinking into the future of what that name is going to be for them as an adult. So Nora is one of those names that I love and might potentially use in the future because I just think it's such a beautiful name. It's so simple and sweet, and it ages so well. My fourth boy name is Louis, or Louis, but I prefer Louis. It's a French name. My grandpa's name was Louis, so it's kind of would be in honor of him because I love my grandpa. And my husband likes the name Louis as well. I think it's a very handsome name. I love that it's French. I have French origin in my family. And yeah, there's just nothing much else to it. We just really like the name Louis. My fifth girl's name has been one of my favorite names for a long time, and it is Juliet. I think Juliet is one of the prettiest girls' names ever. If you'll notice, a lot of my girls' names have lots of L's in them. I definitely have a thing for like girls' names with like multiple L's in them. I don't really know why. That's just how it seems to be. But Juliet is one of my favorite girls' names. I think it's beautiful. I would never shorten it to Julie though. I would just keep it Juliet. And yeah. And my fifth boy's name is Calvin. I think my husband actually does like this one. And I never really thought of this name as a name until Sarah Therese here on YouTube named her son Calvin. And I thought that was just such a unique name, but it's also just not too out there, not too weird. It's very masculine, it's very simple, and I just like the way it sounds. Calvin is a very handsome name to me, and yeah, that's all there is to that. Alright, my sixth girl's name is Giselle. I think Giselle is a beautiful name. Giselle is one of my favorite ballets. I grew up with dancers, and ballet was one of my favorite genres to do. So it kind of has a sentimental place in my heart, the name Giselle, and I think it's very pretty. And I don't know if I would ever be able to use it, but it's always been one of my favorite girl names, and I think it's beautiful. But I don't think my husband cares for it. My sixth boy's name is definitely one of my favorites. It's tied with the boy name that we have picked out currently. So my favorite name is Atticus, and then right below is this name and the name that we have picked out. They're tied. And the name is Elias. I think Elias is such a wonderful name. And I love the meaning behind Elias, and I think it's such a cool name. It's different. It's not Elijah, it's not Eli, it's Elias. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it's spelt. I love everything about this name. It was Walt Disney's middle name, and you guys all know how much I love Disney and how much of an inspiration Walt Disney is to me. So I would love to use the name Elias, but my husband doesn't care for it. He doesn't hate it as much as Atticus, thank God, but he doesn't care for it that much. But I love the name Elias, and I would love to use it one day. And my last girl's name, I have a lot of girls' names that I love, so this one isn't really one in particular that ended up on this list for any reason. It was just I had a lot to choose from, so this is the one that I chose. And the name is Adley. Again, similar to Adeline or Addie, but it doesn't get shortened. It's just Adley, and I think it's really cute. It's really sweet. Again, I think it's one of those names that ages really well. And yeah, I like a lot of A names as well, but Adley is a really cute and simple, unique name that I like. And then my last boy's name that I like, and my husband likes this name too, is Seth. It's a really simple name. There's not much to it. I like the way it sounds though. I've only known one Seth in my life. He was a pretty cool guy. But yeah, I like the name Seth. I just love the way it sounds. I love the way it comes out. I like the way it's spelt. It's simple. It's not too strange. It's not too popular. And I would love to use it as a middle name, to be honest. I think that's a very nice middle name. It's a very nice first name too. So maybe it's one that we'll end up using one day. And so yeah, those are 14 names that we love but won't be using, at least this time around. But yeah, I really had so much fun like picking out the names for this list and making this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of these names, and also let me know of any other names that you love and adore in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Goodbye.